Time to refocus once again, and this is the moment when we go through an old shoot match, 90 minutes, and we look at those player questionnaires that they used to do back in the day and see how much the subject can remember about themselves when they were young. Now, the plan today was Trevor Francis was in the building recording My Sporting Life, but the timings didn't work out. Trevor had to rush off, so our plan to bring you Trevor Francis as a refocus went fairly late doors, as they say in football circles. So we thought, well, look, the best way to approach this is to give you an alternative take on Trevor's past with the alternative Trevor Francis. Trevor, good afternoon.
Yes, very good afternoon, Paul and Andy. Lovely to speak to you on this occasion.
It was such a... well, we've spoken before, haven't we, really?
We've spoken on many occasions.
We have, yeah.
Of course we have, yeah, absolutely.
Now, yes, Trevor, unfortunately, you weren't able to do it for us today, but it's so great that alternative Trevor Francis is able to do it. So let's see how much you remember about Trevor Francis.
This should be interesting.
It should be, yeah. Now, Trevor, when you were at Birmingham City, what do you think you weighed? We often ask the players what they weighed.
Well, I know what year are we talking about?
Well, I'm looking at it. You look quite youthful. You're playing against Manchester United. Sammy McIlroy's on the board. Looks like big Gordon McQueen.
I would say in those days at Birmingham City, I probably would have weighed about 125 stone.
Because, I'm not sure that's right.
No, I was carrying the rest of the team.
Okay.
Ah, yes, of course.
So, therefore, ipso facto, 120. No, but if they all climbed off for 5 minutes, which occasionally happened, then probably say 10 stone 6.
Well, no, you were
11 stone 5.
11 stone 5, unfortunately, Trev. You were a bit heavier than that. You must have been on the pies.
What car did you drive, Trevor?
Oh, that's a good question.
I thought we were sending you the form.
Yeah, but he chose not to have a look at it. But we'll find out how that pans out. Carry on.
I did, well, it's all about staying in character.
It is.
I did do a lot of driving in those days because, of course, I was perpetually injured with knee problems. And
yes.
I do remember being, being in for treatment one day on the physio table, and Joe Gallagher came in and said, "Are they looking after you at the moment?" And I said, "Well, yeah, they're just giving me a cortisone injection." And he said, "You lucky git." Well, they gave me with a Hillman Imp.
He's doing the after dinner stuff. It's
That's
great,
good, isn't it?
So
I would probably say I was driving, let's say, a Ford Capri.
well, it's similar. A sporty number. You were in the Opel Manta Berlinetta.
Of course I was.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
you.
Of course I was, yes. Natural evolution from the Capri.
Favourite other team,
nice
Trevor?
car.
What was your favourite other team? Can you remember?
I'd probably have to say, seeing as I've still got the accent from, the old West Country,
Yeah.
I'd have to say Plymouth Argyle.
It is
spot on.
Yeah,
well
done,
remembered,
You
Trevor.
remembered that.
Your favourite player at the time was related to a well-known cricketer who's now retired but played for Surrey. Do you know who your favourite player was?
That's a bit hard, isn't it? I doubt if
Go on,
Trevor
go on.
himself could have remembered that.
What?
God, don't ask me, Andy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was Roger Hamilton Brown.
What? I've never heard of him.
Roger Hamilton Brown, father of Rory from Dorridge FC, and I don't know if you know Dorridge FC.
Oh, very leafy, yes. Love Dorridge, very nice place.
Yes, and Roger...
That's what you have for your breakfast every day, Trev, isn't it? Because obviously, like a nice
Dorridge.
bottle.
Roger gave himself that name. You'd think he was posh, but he wasn't. I was reading about it, and in fact, he was just Roger Brown, but he decided to call himself Roger Hamilton Brown.
Well, there goes the double barrel that confused me there.
It certainly
Roger Brown,
was.
of course, Roger Brown, yes, but no, Hamilton, no. Sorry.
What was your favourite food, Trev, at that time? Can you remember?
Favourite tunes.
Not tunes. I don't think it was tunes latterly.
Maybe Fisherman's Friends at a push.
Yeah.
Fillet steak Rossini.
Fillet steak Rossini.
Do you know? I'll tell you what that was. That was basically a round of fillet steak on a bed of, it was sort of bread with a sort of pate, a bit of toast, pate, and then you put the steak on top. That's what that was.
Wow.
It's a real old school,
Yeah.
you know, like sort of 50s and 60s, very
Yeah,
popular.
sounds like I would have liked that, to
Yeah.
be fair, yeah.
If you still want to try an Oslo Court, I would imagine you would still do it.
I think they still
like
do
a
it.
restaurant in London. They probably say it's today's special. So
I'm sure Solihull can cater for that sort of, need.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. There.
probably
We've got the favourite TV shows. You like the two Ronnies, any sports programmes, and you were quite keen on this fella as well, Trevor.
Oh, yes. Dave Allen, very funny man.
Oh yeah, he was.
Dave Allen.
Of course, you know it was Benny Hill. And I remember those things. You used to do that thing where you'd run around the pitch when you were at Forest, banging Archie Gemmell on the head, wouldn't you?
or Johnny Method.
Yeah, Johnny Bedford, that was it. The little game you used to have, yeah. Now, musically, you loved Elton John, Wings.
Well, I've got to be careful here, what I say, because so many of my good friends who are, very talented musically have, moved into, the leafy Warwickshire suburbs over the years. Jeff Lynne from ELO,
Yeah.
Tony Iommi, the late great George Harrison, Andy Townsend. They've all, moved in to my... Andy Townsend, I know. He bought a Takamine acoustic off my great nemesis Ian Danter in 1992.
Wow. Has he mastered it yet? He's not mastered it?
I very much doubt it.
No. Well, look, funny you should mention Jeff Lynne. This was your other favourite band.
Brilliant.
You remember that?
Yeah, well, that's got me complimentary tickets for the O2 tomorrow night. Thanks very much.
That's fantastic. That worked out very well. If you weren't a footballer, what do you think you'd be, Trevor? What did you tell the shoot all those years ago?
I don't know, dialect coach. I'm really not sure.
You said you would have been a teacher.
PE teacher. It's hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, or actually physiotherapy would have been handy if I could have taught myself that.
And the person in the world you'd most like to meet?
That's easy. I would like to have met Mr. William Danter back in about December 1967, and I'd have given him a swift kick in the jaffers, so that this last 10 minutes of radio would never have happened.
Now, Dan, we must thank you for...
I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish